Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Your gun doctor here, talking about how to improve audio in Warzone today. And we're not talking about the standard, hey, put boost high, put boost low, midnight, or whatsoever. We're talking actually about factual how to get crystal clear quality audio for Warzone and your other games, how to generally improve your audio experience. Because it might be that your friends are just hearing better than you, even though both of you have the exact same headset. And that is a very simple answer. It might be that the sound chip in his PC is actually better. Let me give you some knowledge first, then explain how to improve audio better, some flowcharts and other shenanigans, and then you'll understand how you can straight up make everything better for yourself, especially without having to buy the best gaming headphone for $1,800, which is some HD Sennheiser headphone. Unnecessary. Boost the audio with the headset you have right now and make it quality improved. The usual setup everyone has is a gaming PC into a headset. What you could do is gaming PC into a DAC preamp headset. Now, obviously, the whole DAC preamp topic is kind of like a little bit iffy because most of the normal gaming headsets have a 32 ohm impedance. There are obviously headsets that have more. The more impedance, the more oomph it actually needs to be powered. That means if you have a headset with like 250 ohms, 600 ohms or something like that, your standard sound chip might not be able to power that correctly anymore, and you'll actually need a preamp DAC. There's usually not the recommendation that a 32 ohm headphone would need something like this because your chip has enough power. The reality is not every mainboard has that. Funny story, my mainboard in the standard Realtek drivers does actually have an inbuilt preamp. So I could, over my Asus mainboard, already preamp stuff if I wanted to. But that's not the point here. How can every one of you just simply do it? That is this little 66 bucks tool or this little 90 bucks tool. Currently, it's the FiO K3. Why this? I mean, there's many things on the market. The thing is, a lot of are overtuned. I'm currently using a preamp that can go from 0 or from 32 ohm up to 600 ohms. So I could pair so many headphones with this. It's overkill. Costs 140 bucks. Why spend those 50 bucks bonus when you for 90 bucks already have something that's perfectly capable of boosting your 32 ohm headphone? The advantage is that you can squeeze out bonus loudness. So this can add gain, bass, and it just generally gives you good clarity quality audio experience by boosting the signal that comes from your PC, and that might not always be strong enough depending on what kind of sound chips you have. The cool thing is, even if you have Windows on 100% and the game audio does feel not loud enough for you, you can give it another 800% roughly bonus. So this DAC I'm running at 30%, little dot, when I'm playing Warzone. It's a simple USB in. So you go USB out on your PC, USB in, and then you can plug your headset in via 3.5. Standard 3.5 chinch, click, click, boing, boing, go. And yes, it does work with our wireless headset as well, because the wireless transmitter station does have a 3.5 in. This is a DAC, digital to analog converter. So you get the highest quality sound possible on your headset, taking the digital to analog into your headset. Now, obviously in this whole area, there's so much money you could spend on these things, but why would you? Like a 400 euro preamp might give you a tiny moo more audio quality, but this already is going to improve everything tremendously. Example given, PUBG is 40% quieter than Warzone, roughly by nature. Everything 100% on my PC, PUBG is 40% quieter. My buddy Yuki can hear everything. Even if we have both the same headphone, he's running his through a Focusrite. Mine was simply just ran through the Go XLR. The Go XLR roughly goes around a 90 decibel equalization and is actually muddying the audio quite a lot. With a preamp now, I can hear everything Yuki can hear, and I can boost my audio again. It's on 30% for Warzone, and I crank it up to 70% for PUBG, and I hear literally everything. And if you come into a footstep situation where you need to hear every single footstep, you have this just lying next to you, and crank up the lever a little bit more. Yes, maybe to levels where it's not comfortable for your ears if you would listen to it the whole time. But with a little bit bonus, it just goes for a quality improvement. And the whole trick here is I've seen a lot of American streamers and everything recommend you different audio devices. Most of them were recommended with a headphone. So it's kind of like buy you this 250 ohm booster and this headphone. But that's already then like a 200 bucks device plus a 400 bucks headphone. I mean, I already have a $300 headphone. You know, I have another one. Like, you know, we already have that all here. You have your HyperX, you have your Razer, you have your Steel, whatever you have at home. Most of them are 32 ohm. You can look that up on the website. I'm going for Steel Series, for example. You go for technical specifications. Down here, speaker driver, and you see 20,000 to 200,000, 98 dB SPL, and then 32 ohms. And that is the impedance of the headphone that matters. And then with this tiny device, the Fire K3, you could instantly boost your headphone. It's a tiny, powerful device that has exactly enough milliwatts, or even too much, to power 32 ohms. The more ohms your headset has, the more milliwatts you kind of need to push through to kind of get the quality of the audio experience. But a lot of these preamps are just overpowered. You can buy one for 150 that already can go up to 1,200 milliwatts. But why pay the bonus money to get that? It's completely unnecessary. This tiny device does do everything. I'm, for example, using right now the Sound Blaster G6 for my setup because I was playing around with the line-in optical and the line-out optical just to see how much of a difference that was to USB. Doesn't make a difference. So you go USB out, in here, headset in, done, or you go through this one, which is vastly more powerful. Talking about being able to amplify low 1 ohm up to 600 ohm headphones. This can also power higher, up to 250 ohms, I would say. Above that, you're not going to go there anymore. But most of you, again, have a normal 32 ohm headphone. And I'm not trying to sell you anything and make you actually spend your bonus money on this. You have your standard gaming PC, your headset, and now you have gaming PC preamp headset. And yes, if you're a streamer, there come a little bit advantages, at least for myself, because my audio is going through the Go XLR. So I can perfectly set the audio levels for you. And then I still have this little knob, and that's for me. So my Go XLR gives you the audio as it is. Matter of fact, state of art. And if I personally need more audio, I crank it up to levels where the chat wouldn't enjoy it anymore, but where I can hear it. That flowchart would look a little bit different. For streaming with the Go XLR, in case you are looking for that kind of solution, we're talking about gaming PC still to the DAC preamp and headsets, so it's an absolute clear audio chain that you don't wish to break. Then your gaming PC USB outputs to the Go XLR, and the Go XLR via line out and line in puts the microphone, game audio, Discord, everything that you can mix on the gaming PC into the streaming PC as an audio source. Then the streaming PC goes via line out into the line in of the Go XLR, so that you then, with a voice meter banana, could take the broadcast stream mix, which mixes everything, your microphone, your sound, all of that, and it's getting put via the audio separation on the speaker, that would be the Sound Blaster. So I can hear alerts, music, gaming audio, everything, because it just spreads at the same time to the Go XLR and to the speakers with the audio source of the voice meter banana. And then I can perfectly hear everything from every single corner. But you're going to be having this stuff, gaming, preamp, headset. Now, obviously, you could also still go into the equalization settings and everything. That being said, hearing is a skill. So some of us hear better, some of us hear worse. What I use as an equalizer is from the SteelSeries Sonar software, procured from professional players and everything, called Warzone Equalizer, which works really good. It boosts some of the beginning frequencies, and I think the most important one for Footsteps is around the 2K hertz and hear back. It's intended to make everything sound a little bit better when it comes down to shots and footsteps, and generally the whole explosion and background audio to just make that not pop so much. There's also generally an FPS footstep scenario, but that being said, you have Apex Legends, CSGO, and all that on. It's better to use the one that's meant for the game. They work together with players from these games, Destiny 2's, for example, by Bungie itself, to give you the best audio experience. The FPS footstep one can be a bit different from game to game because different games use different frequencies, obviously, for footsteps to make them pop the best. Make a screening of that so you just have the frequencies. Let me put my face out of the way. So the 5K hertz, 2K hertz, and everything range. Just play around with that, whatever your headphone equalizer gives away or equalization software you do. In the game, I tinker around with boost high and boost low. Mostly it's just boost high working absolutely fantastic, especially with the equalizer I have already. You might also just go for the standard, completely normal one. You might also just go for the normal studio reference and then just really go with your equalizer there because you're good off to go and you're not double boosting frequencies. But I'll leave that for yourself. Experiment around with it, what sounds best for you and your own ears. But when it comes down to improving audio, this is really a tiny device that I can highly recommend. Links are obviously spread in the description below. We're not having like any kind of sponsorship or so. I bought all these products just for myself to see if I could improve my audio. And it's really just that simple. Plug the device in, click it on, go. There's a device driver from the Fire software that you can install, but I think it does also work plug and play without. For the Sound Blaster, if you're really interested in that, you do have a bit more options. You can go for some smart volume. You have a button on the side for scout mode, which boosts the audio tremendously even more, but to a point where it gets uncomfortable. You can obviously also put in the microphone, so you can boost your microphone and you can play around with the microphone so that you have voice clarity and everything. So yes, it does also actually do boost microphones if you have external microphone that you would like to step in versus the 3.5 audio jack. Generally here, speakers can be run as well as they can be run as headsets. So it's either speakers or headsets, both are being run. You have the direct mode, you can go out completely normal, or you can equalize here the sound of your headphone too in this software, yes. Plus, you can add SPX profiles, so a bit surround sound, a bit crystal clear sound, more bass, more smart volume, dialogues popping. All of that is actually possible. And yes, they do have different ones for different games as well. So if you would activate the profiles actually, so if we're going out of the direct mode and we play around with the profiles, you have gaming, music, Apex, Counter-Strike, Doom, like there is things to look for, right? Where you could also try these out and see if that actually does give you a better experience. And yes, you can turn on the equalizer as well and see what you have here. So we would have a FPS one and, you know, just a standard one and see if you like that one, for example, if you would be using this. A Footstep enhancer. Funny story, if you're looking at this Footstep enhancer, it's going for, you know, these kind of frequencies. But if we're now looking then at the SteelSeries Footstep enhancer, they're not actually like looking the same, right? This is going up, in the middle it's going down, 500 hertz range. And then we're looking at this one right now. We have also the 500 hertz range, but always earlier. So it's kind of intriguing when you're looking at that. I mean, this is like absolutely minimal, probably to a point where it doesn't really matter, but they're moving in different directions when it comes down to this. Now, I hope this helped you with your audio. It's actually extremely simple. If you do have any questions, just drop them in the description below. We'll be trying to answer you that. But I have to tell you, for me, especially with different games, not only Warzone, also PUBG, being able to then really bonus independent of Windows, which is on 100%, just really push the audio in any kind of direction that I need and get the bonus audio for games. In total, it's more crystal clear and it just works absolutely fantastic. Obviously, with wireless headsets, you have a kind of a disadvantage because for the wireless headset, you push a DAC signal, so digital to analog, into the wireless LAN station, which then usually also goes from analog to digital again. Would lower the sound quality a bit, but generally, for every headphone that is just 3.5 jack in here straight away, better sound experience. Wish you a fantastic day. Hope this could help you. Hope this interested you. And again, try to give you some knowledge with the 32 ohm headphones and everything that you actually don't need to go that powerful, because 32 ohm headphones need 100 milliwatt, and that's kind of roughly about it. If they do even need 100 milliwatt, mostly it's 50, 60, 70, 80. So a device that delivers that already is more than enough. Have a fantastic day. Check out my other videos. Subscribe if you like this and come back for more.